What a tactical revolution that Enzo Maresca is doing at Chelsea. So Enzo Maresca has an opportunity to have his favored base midfield of Lavia and Caicedo playing together deeper in his midfield pivot. Two excellent passers and defenders without the ball, as well as having Cole Palmer playing in his favored right half space position and Enzo Fernandez in that left half space position, and having both creative players in the attacking zones of the pitch. If you've watched Chelsea post the international break, you've realized that Maresca has been quite dynamic with the way he sets up his team. We are seeing Chelsea morph into different kind of ways, like pushing one wide center back into that midfield position, and also sometimes having as many as 3 attacking midfielders ahead of the ball, and only Moises Caicedo covering the space in behind, overloading, stifling, and creating all manner of distraction for opponents. Now, for Maresca, it's all about control. For Maresca, it's all about positional play. For Maresca, is all about getting the best of his attacking players. He can play João Felix, Cole Palmer, and Fernandez in the same team and still have the team performing at very, very impressive records. He can have even both Lavia and Caicedo in the same team, showcasing how tactically astute and how tactically remarkable Enzo Maresca is. Are Chelsea actually having the next generation greatest manager? Before we even start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. A lot of you watch our videos but are yet to be subscribed. Now, we know that Maresca likes to line up Chelsea in a 4-2-3-1 on paper, but that formation shifts whenever Chelsea have the ball and when they don't have the ball. Now, initially Chelsea were deploying Gusto as a right back, and they were deploying Gusto in that right half space. Now, this created a lot of problems because, first of all, it limited Cole Palmer in that left side, limiting his overall goal contributions and his shots. Putting Gusto also there is limiting Gusto because Gusto is not an attacking midfielder and he cannot perform quite well in that position. He's not that player to give you everything from that position, but Palmer is that player to do so. So Palmer in that right half space position is very dangerous. His stronger foot is in field and he can dictate the game. But in the left half space, we've seen a player who's very, very good, and that is Enzo Fernandez, looking to link up with the winger, looking to play passes in behind, and looking to even score goals. But the question is, who will play at right back? This sometimes has seen the sacrificing of Lavia and actually having Gusto playing at right back. But again, Chelsea are a possession-based team, so majority of the time they have the ball, and Gusto majority of the time will be tasked to play in that position in midfield. But Gusto does not give Maresca what Maresca wants in that position, because Gusto is a traditional fullback who can only make those overlapping runs. So who fills that hole in midfield? Because Caicedo cannot do it by himself. And that's where Maresca has identified that Lavia is the best pair for Caicedo in that holding midfield. And he has actually preferred that pivot at the base, especially when Chelsea are facing the stronger sides. They are strong, they are rigid, they are press resistant, and they are able to push the ball forward. Fernandez and Palmer offer that creativity, and there is systematic understanding between that box midfield. Twin sixes, twin tens, with Chelsea having a back three spreading across. So this box midfield structure that Enzo Maresca employed against Aston Villa is actually giving us a glimpse of what Maresca is actually building at Chelsea. It is giving us a glimpse of how Maresca is actually obtaining that attack-defense balance in this Chelsea side. It is showing us that Maresca is able to come up with a structure that is able to give Chelsea that defensive balance when they lose the ball by having two excellent ball winners in behind. You have the impressive Caicedo and how he's so on form, his tackling, together with Romeo Lavia's recovery. You also have Kukurea, who pushes into that midfield and even sometimes pushes way forward into an overlapping position in an area where he's able to actually play those crosses in the box that actually resulted in Nicholas Jackson's first goal of the game in the game against Aston Villa. So Chelsea are looking dangerous. Chelsea are looking fierce. Maresca is looking like he's getting everything correct. And is this that winning formula that will transform Chelsea? Now we know that Maresca's system is that 3-2-2-3 structure. Without the ball, we have seen him deploying Caicedo as a right back. Now I've seen that there are some flaws with Caicedo in this position, but overall he has played quite well. And in this position, Caicedo is supposed to just track the winger. And now he needs to be helped by his winger also. Now the question is Fernandes able to pair quite well with Lavia in defensive situations? Maresca has identified a system that can accommodate all of his three best midfielders. Remember, these are the three best midfielders that Chelsea snatched away from teams that wanted to take them. Now Maresca is finding himself in a position where he has excellent ball winners at the base, ensuring that Chelsea have players who are able to progress the ball in tight situations, and a player like Caicedo is covered whenever he veers off, looking to try and help Chelsea in the progressive phases of play. You can see how they are close to each other, how they are winning that duel, and how they are acting as a safety net for Chelsea's entire defense line. And because they're so great like this, they're so press resistant like this, they're so well coordinated like this is allowing players like Fernandes and Palmer to stay high up, because they know that they have two solid players in behind who will get the ball forward to them. And especially Lavia. Lavia is very press resistant. Lavia likes to receive the ball in that Jorginho kind of position. You know how Jorginho used to play for Chelsea under Sarri. Now, in that position, he acts as a register. He acts as a player who wants to receive the ball. He acts as a player who likes to distribute the ball from deep. He's more of a sitter. He's more of that deep-lying playmaker. Caicedo is that box-to-box kind of sitter. And you can see the position that Fernandes and Palmer are occupying. They know that the ball is coming to them. Palmer does not have to drop deep to get this ball because he knows Lavia is going to play that ball. And you can see it here. Now, the best thing of having these two players is what you see Caicedo doing there. They have stifled Aston Villa. Aston Villa tried to break, but Caicedo shifted across and won that ball. And that is what Enzo Maresca needs in this team. He needs that kind of player. He needs that kind of stability. Look at the 3-2 structure that they form with the back line. Look at how they're able to receive the ball in tight areas. And once they receive this ball, you can see Fernandes and Palmer are already occupying those positions high up. Fernandes does not have to drop deep to collect this ball from defense, because he knows wherever he stands, the ball will get to him. Sancho, on the other hand, also does not have to shift deeper, because he knows Fernandes is going to find him with that ball. And that is why this deep lying pivot is very important for the systematic balance of Chelsea. And even looking at the defensive transition phase, you can see that Caicedo, a player who covers for the right back, is now finding himself in a position. And because of his 1v1 dual success rate, he's actually giving Chelsea much needed cover. You can see Chelsea's players in attack can stick to their position, knowing very well that Chelsea's double pivot are going to find them in between the lines. Lavia and Caicedo are able to play those penetrative passes and find Chelsea's players in dangerous spaces. In fact, finding them inside the opposition's 18-yard space. So is Maresca solving Chelsea's most potent problem? Is Maresca finally finding a solution that is going to strike balance for Chelsea? What is going to happen with players like Malo Gusto? What is going to happen to players like Reece James? What is going to happen to fullbacks in this team? Because you need the technicality, the dynamism, the press resistance, the passing, the vision of Lavia in this team. You need the stillness, the interceptions, the tackle, the work rate of Caicedo in this team. You need that, yes, but that takes away creativity. But when you have Fernandes in that team, you have creativity. He's a player who has assisted more in this Chelsea team. He's a player who's looking on form. He's scoring goals. He's scored goals the last 2 matches after the international break. He's looking as one of the most important players for Chelsea, especially in the attacking phase of play. He's not a player that you can just wish away. He's a player that Enzo Maresca wants to occupy that position. He wants him to play in that second striker role. Enzo Fernandez thriving gives players like Palmer the ability to also thrive, because a lot of marking, a lot of teams cannot control it, because if they mark Palmer, Fernandez is free. If they decide to mark Fernandez and Palmer, the wingers are free. That is the kind of problem. That is the kind of tactic that Enzo Maresca is bringing at Chelsea. That is the thing that is actually going to take Chelsea from just an average top 4 contender to one of the teams that may, or in future will, win the Premier League championship for the club. What do you think? Has Enzo Maresca actually sorted out Chelsea's midfield balance problem? I already made this suggestion looking at how Caicedo actually played in Brighton. But do you agree with me that Enzo Maresca has finally fixed one of Chelsea's biggest problems? Leave your comments in the comment section area below. And if you are watching this video for the first time, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.